and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
And I'm Sean.
And a fish fucking movie just won an Oscar. Fish fucking movie just won an Oscar.
That was the original song from
Shape of Water.
From Shape of Water. That's by Guillermo del Toro. As sung by Jen Stansfield.
Mm-hmm. Get an Oscar for it next year.
Yeah. That's a movie I haven't seen yet. But
yeah, we just watched the Oscars. So many movies we haven't seen.
No, we don't watch any movies.
Haven't seen The Shape of Water. Haven't seen Call Me By Your Name. Lady Bird.
Haven't seen Three Billboards.
Haven't seen Three Billboards. Haven't seen whatever that fat suit Gary Oldman movie is. Churchill.
Yeah, I'm never.
I don't want to see that.
I'm never gonna see. I don't.
You know what? No.
There was the closest I ever got to seeing a movie. We ever got to seeing a movie like that was when we saw The King's Speech.
Oh yeah, I liked The King's Speech.
I mean, I liked it too, but it was a.
We also saw that Abraham Lincoln movie.
Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a Lincoln.
I am.
fan.
You know what? That was a fucking boring movie.
Yeah, well, it's fucking Lincoln.
Yeah, we haven't seen Phantom Thread.
I'd rather watch Phantom Menace.
I'm sure I would like Phantom Thread, but I feel like it's one of those movies where it's just like some eccentric genius guy who treats people like garbage.
We know what it is.
Portrayed by Daniel Day-Lewis, who's an eccentric genius guy who treats people like garbage.
Like what I got to do is I got to like one time, at some point, just be like, okay, I'm just gonna watch all these P.T. Anderson movies. Maybe I'll watch a bunch of these kind of movies. And eventually I'll become the most
film man ever.
I'll see all the movies.
You know what? We still haven't seen like Oscar nominees from last year.
We haven't seen Oscar nominees from like
before.
for like the past decade.
Yeah, because there was a time when we saw like a whole bunch of them when we first got out here. I feel like there was 2 or 3 Oscars where we saw like all of them.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like there was a point where you and I would see a lot of movies, but we were seeing like just random shit.
Oh, all the stuff.
We would find a way to get to the theater more often than not.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened, but we just kind of
I don't know.
Let it
comics,
wrestling, life. Podcasts.
We also didn't have like anything at that time. We didn't have Hulu. We didn't have Netflix. We didn't have Amazon Prime. We didn't have a TV that could stream shit.
No.
We didn't have anything that could stream shit.
No.
Except the computer.
No, yeah, that's true.
So that was back then.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
But
so I'm like, I still haven't seen like, Spotlight.
Spotlight's up on.
I still haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club. It's in my Netflix queue.
We know what the deal is. We've talked about this before. Where last week too, it's like we have to be in like a certain mindset to want to see certain things. You can't. I can't. It's hard for me just to turn and be like, I'm just gonna watch Dallas Buyers Club. Which,
sure.
Very an emotional movie. Something I'm certain I would, appreciate the craft for.
Sure.
And whatnot, but.
Well, we did see. We saw Dunkirk.
We watched Dunkirk last night.
We also watched Oscar-nominated for adapted screenplay, The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
No.
I thought I was going to like it.
No, yeah, it was a shitty movie. And it sucks because I've read the book that's based on.
Yeah.
And
you've seen The Room.
We've seen The Room plenty of times. We've watched The Room without people. By ourselves, because I remember the first time we ever watched
it was on Adult Swim.
It was on Adult Swim, and then we actually saw it in Boston, and we've seen it in the theater, and I believe we've done that at least like 3 times.
Yeah, we have.
And it's a great experience to watch The Room and everything like that. But this movie, that's about this book that Greg Sestero, who played Mark in the movie, wrote about it. And in the book's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
I think the book is really good.
Yeah.
In terms of just telling a story about a movie that, and telling it, just kind of explaining this whatever was going on. And I think the movie just didn't hit it for me.
Yeah. And I would also have to say, James Franco's brother is a terrible actor.
Yeah, he wasn't very good.
He's really bad, and you're just kind of like, oh, this isn't good.
Just a bland actor,
But I will say, big ups to Paul Scheer for doing Angry Man very well.
Paul Scheer.
I've never seen Paul Scheer in a role where he's angry before, and I was like, holy fuck, man.
Yeah, because Paul Scheer is in it. He plays like one of the DP of the movie, and he has a lot of scenes where he just gets frustrated with Tommy Wiseau and
starts yelling at him.
And he starts yelling at him, but like in a way, I've noticed. I was telling you this, like he was on not Tommy Wiseau, but Paul Scheer was on Mark Maron, and he was talking about how when he was younger, he'd get into fights and stuff like that. And if you've seen Paul Scheer, he just looks like
he's a skinny guy.
He's a skinny guy. It doesn't look very
intimidating.
It just doesn't come off that way. But there was some fire.
Yeah,
and I was like, I want that in a movie. So I want that I want that somewhere else where I want to watch it. And I want to be like, fuck yeah, and I want him to like, be fucking just take it.
Yeah, I want to see intense anger from Paul Scheer in some sort of movie.
I want to be
a serious role.
Give him. I want him to be like a heavy, like in a Bob movie, like a boss.
Not even that. I want him to be like, playing a role where, I don't know, someone's kid goes missing, and he gets fucking pissed off about it.
Oh, he could be like Harrison Ford or something, like trying to find a kid, like Witness starring Paul Scheer.
The media won't leave the family alone, and he's like the brother of the mom.
No.
His kid went missing, and he just like goes out and just starts throwing news cameras.
Just throwing them like,
Just like, get out of here! What's wrong with you? You vermin! Like something like that. Just like
vermin.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like his niece or something.
No, he's got. I mean, maybe he's done other roles like this. Maybe there's other stuff that I've been in.
I've never seen him do anything like that.
Yeah, like on TV or something.
Very impressed.
He's never been. It's because it's never been like that on the League either. It's always strictly comedy. The League. But the thing about the movie is like, look, this Disaster Artist movie. Like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, there's characters, there's actors in there, people that I really like. Like Paul Scheer's in there, Jason Mantzoukas is in there. Which I think for the first time I've seen him in something where he is not
fucking
creepy, wild, whatever. I mean, he's just kind of like,
it's him and Hannibal Buress. Hannibal Buress is his like business partner in that movie.
Yeah, and so there's that, and
Seth Rogen's in that movie.
Yeah, and I like
Diane's in that movie.
Yeah, I like Seth Rogen and stuff. I'm actually a big Seth Rogen fan.
He was pretty good in this one. He was just like the exasperated guy. Just trying to do a damn job.
No, yeah, and that's the thing. And it's just Tommy was, James Franco as Tommy Wiseau. His impression was accurate, but it also was like, I'm watching a guy pretend to be Tommy Wiseau, not this is Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, kind of like when you watched, if you watched Ray.
Yeah.
When you watched Jamie Foxx as Ray.
I've never seen Ray.
There's a moment, and I remember I was sitting in the theater and I watched this movie. There's a moment, it's probably like halfway in, when he's just, I don't even know what he was doing. He literally became Ray Charles.
Yeah.
That he was the perfect embodiment of this character.
Right.
It wasn't an actor playing a part.
Yeah.
And this is the Disaster Artist. It is an actor playing a part.
Yeah.
And it is very obvious.
It's very obvious, and it's especially if here's the thing, if you've also seen The Room as many times as we have, and seen Tommy Wiseau in action being Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
This weird guy, like it just doesn't feel right. And and the movie, and here's the thing too, I keep saying here's the thing, by Alec Baldwin. The way that the script ends, and just the way that the story ends, like it just feels like such a cop-out.
Well, it is, because it's a Hollywood ending. It's like, everything was great, and everyone is happy.
Everybody loves it. Like, not everybody loves it, but everybody's like, oh, well, there's this acceptance, and he gets this acceptance.
This really weird guy floating around who won't tell anybody where he's from or where he has got his money. He doesn't have to.
He's not obligated to do that.
He lies about how old he is. To even his friends.
Yeah.
He's fucking weird. He's kind of an asshole to everybody.
Yeah. It's just like a jerk, and it's like, well, what? Yeah. And then in the end, it's like, oh, everybody loves you, Tommy, and it's just...
No,
and it's like, no, nobody should like him.
But the only way they got the okay to do this is to say, oh, everybody loves you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Because no, not everybody loves you, Tommy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not how this goes.
It's just, I really feel like a lot of it is
you're fucking weird.
They're just putting it out. Yeah, I feel like that the way that they did the movie is that, and to get this movie out is, so Tommy, it looks like Tommy Wiseau did something great, and I mean, he brought this movie to the zeitgeist, and people watch it ironically, and they have a great time.
Yeah.
That is 100% the truth. I will, as somebody who has had many laughs watching the thing, you know,
But it's not because it's a good movie.
But it's because it's fucking
It's something that,
bad.
when they're like, oh, the Room's going to get a theatrical wide release, I'm like, don't do that. You should never see that movie as a straight movie.
Yeah.
You have to watch it with a bunch of other assholes throwing shit at the screen
and yelling out things.
And yelling out lines.
Like, that should be a movie that's only up at midnight, and you should only show it at midnight or in like an evening screening, and it's like, oh, we're going to have all this fun, we're going to do this. Yeah. It's like, no, don't.
I know they do the midnight stuff for Rocky Horror Picture Show. You can enjoy Rocky Horror Picture Show without all the weird shit that goes along with it.
Yeah.
Because the music in that is great.
Yeah.
And so is Tim Curry. He's amazing in that movie. Mm-hmm. But The Room is not that.
No.
The Room is something you can only enjoy.
Yeah, no, it's
with bullshit going on.
Yeah, and this movie just kind of, it just didn't feel like it should have. And or didn't, I mean, look, I mean, it was going to be, because it's a story about a wacky movie, and you want to make Hollywood endings. I mean, I definitely would not have, I can't understand why it was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd never read the book. You did.
The book was great. I think the book is really good. I think
it just got best adapted screen.
And there's a lot of stuff in there that like just is really interesting about Greg, and just interesting about the production of this movie, and just a lot of different facets in there that, you know, for somebody again who's seen the movie, has experienced this phenomenon or whatever, you know, learning more about it from this perspective, it's just very engrossing.
Yeah.
But as a movie, it just, God, I was disappointed. And I was really actually excited, because I was like, oh my God, they're going to do this.
Yeah, I was actually excited to see it. And then we watched it and I was like, glad we didn't see this in the theater.
I would have been so upset. I would have been, not upset, but I would have just been like, disappointed. Disappointed is what I am.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I saw it on my couch. At least that was good.
Mm-hmm. And you know, but I mean, to that point, but you know, being coming out of it in some sort of positive way, there were some good performances in there. There's some things in there. There's actually like just some little moments too that I liked. You know, like I thought the girl that played Lisa, did some things in there that were like very much like the girl that played Lisa, like just the way that she moved, like her face and everything like that. Like I thought that was really, just stuff that was really clever and just interesting to, you know, because it's acting. People are doing a good job and understanding the, what's going, you know, what they're portraying. So, that's my take on it. I mean, if you watch it and you're just like, you know, you've never seen The Room, I don't think, you know, you might just appreciate it because it's a crazy movie and there's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on. And if you've never read the book and you've never seen The Room, you know, and you just leave it at that, then you probably really like it.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe how a lot of people probably did it. A lot of people that voted for it, to be nominated probably did, because none of those people, I bet a lot of those people ain't going to go out to see The Room.
Right.
And a lot of them ain't reading that book.
No.
I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, maybe they did. I don't know. I just feel that it just got nominated based on, you know, this story, you know, and just kind of bringing it. I don't know.
Yeah. And if you do want to see The Room, don't just watch it. Don't just like sit down.
Don't subject yourself to that, because it's not a good movie.
Don't be like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch this movie. Man, I've heard such great things about it, and just watch it like you would watch any other movie. Don't do that.
Because you won't like it.
Don't do it.
You won't have any fun with it. You'll just be like, this is awful.
Your biggest asshole friend. Mm-hmm. Find a screening of it at midnight. Even if you don't know what people say.
Or just watch it at home, or just do something.
Well, no, I mean, like, if you just see it at home, just like, or see it at in a screening.
Yeah.
You don't have to know what people are going to say. You'll catch on pretty quick.
Yeah.
And you'll have a lot more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's just, God, that fucking movie.
It's a mess.
What kind of money, Denny?
Scotchka.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, just all those wacky parts in there.
Weird shit going on. But yeah.
So
we did that. We saw the Oscars.
We watched Dunkirk.
We did watch Dunkirk.
Did you like, I liked Dunkirk.
I liked it. It was good. Actually, I really liked that it wasn't 4 hours.
Yeah, I was surprised how short it was.
It was a nice, short, tight movie. There wasn't It was actually very beautiful, beautiful shot movie.
Yeah, well,
cinematography.
No, did it win cinematography?
I know it was up for it.
No, the Blade Runner won cinematography.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was
up for it, though.
Yeah, the sound mixing won it, though. Which the sound mixing is great because, you're talking war and just, war sounds and just everything that's going on in there. Like, it's a very minimal movie in terms of dialogue.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Really say a lot. Yeah, and it's done that way on purpose.
Totally.
And it's also, I think, something that I really liked about Dunkirk was you still had the heroic story, of Dunkirk, which is, and this is not a spoiler, this is history. It is the British forces on a beach, boats come and save them and get them off the beach, take them back to Britain, right?
Yeah.
That's the story. That happens in this story.
Yeah.
But I think if it was an American movie, there would be a lot more overcoming and stabbing and very big over the top overtures of mowing down all sorts of Germans. This is just we're fucking stuck.
We gotta get out.
Here come some people. They have some shit to deal with, but it's not like I have to, stab all the Germans in the face. Yeah. And they got them off in that.
There are very few Germans in this movie.
I don't think you see one. Do you? You see them in the plane, maybe.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
you really don't see them. They're kind of just off in the distance.
Yeah,
you see there's some French soldiers and stuff because they're also screwed. Yeah, and stuck on the beach. But there's just a lot of, what are these guys going to do? Yeah,
no, it's really good. Yeah. And I would definitely recommend checking that out. Oscars, Get Out won Best Screenplay.
It did.
Which was awesome.
Which is cool.
And it's not so much, look, Get Out is not my favorite movie from this year by far. I mean, it's a good movie. And it's
I kind of want to see it with the alternate ending.
Yeah, well,
it's an alternate ending.
Was a sad ending
to it? Yeah, and apparently that was supposed to be the original ending. I have not seen it.
It's just an interesting movie.
Yeah,
interesting movie from an interesting source.
Yeah,
from Jordan Peele, who you would not think. I mean, you could. I could totally see that because he's a weird dude. Yeah, just watching a sketch. there's just the guy's got a million things going on in his head, and he worked on something that it's kind of like you just want to work on something that you feel, and he felt that, and he did it, and people made it, and people supported it, and
it's great.
Hell yeah, man! And it's friggin' Peele from Key and Peele won an Oscar.
Yeah,
that's
the guy
awesome.
Who used to have all the wigs.
The wigs.
Key and Peele should have won all the awards for wigs.
Yes. Key and Peele's a really good show.
It's such a great show. I love it so much.
Key and Peele's a really good show.
Every time I'd watch, I'd just be like, the wigs.
Oh, God, the wigs.
All the wigs.
There are so many wigs. There's just a lot of good, there's a lot of good stuff in there. So and he won, and, I thought that was awesome. And it's just because, cool. But it's not my favorite movie, but it's a very interesting movie. Yeah. And, it's just very, I guess it's kind of cool that, let's put it this way. It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
It definitely,
it's a horror movie that won an Oscar, and that really stands out in terms of, okay, well, what else can we do that's like this that we can put out there that people...
It's so different.
Yeah.
Than other things that win Oscars. Because, if you look at what typically won an Oscar, and you put Get Out next to Call Me By Your Name... What do you think's going to win that Oscar? It's going to be Calling Me By Your Name because it's beautifully shot. It's coming of age. It's got, sex and drama and blah, 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 blah. But...
Well, just let me say, it's basically Oscar bait,
It's Oscar bait, 100% Oscar bait.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that a film like Get Out would have ended up like Oscar bait, but it really, I think in terms of creating a discussion and just creating just buzz and making it aware of everything like that. It's just, it's wild.
I think too, because Jordan Peele said something when he was talking. He was like, I tried to write this script 20 different times. Yeah. And I stopped every single time because I just didn't think people would let this happen. Yeah. But I kept at it.
Yeah. Because
that's a fucking inspiration, especially to somebody like myself who is a writer. Mm-hmm. Who you're like, oh, this is weird. No one's going to get this, but you still want to do it because it's just stuck in your head. Yeah. And that's really great to hear somebody say I just kept putting this thing down, but I kept picking it back up. Yeah. Because he knew.
And even to the point where I mean, Jordan Peele is quite prolific, in terms of the stuff, comedy that he's done and just being super talented. And, you think a lot where people like that are just gifted, things just happen for them. You kind of just take that, they take it for granted that it's just like, well, I'm Jordan Peele and I've had this success with this TV show and, I've had, people really like me in this thing. So why not? I'm going to do this and people are going to love it. It's like, no, I mean, he struggled with it, and he said this, I mean, he probably have said this up and down the board and, talking about this movie. And I heard, I've heard, heard pieces of it here and there, just, about like, I go to somebody with this and somebody's like, why would somebody want to make something like this? Cause it's so drastically different, than a lot of films that, really any films that you'll see out there, and that, for it to be as, renowned, I guess, what am I trying to think of the word? Highly regarded as was this Oscar season, just award season. That's awesome. So, congratulations to him. And, because I know he listens to the show.
Of course he does. Yeah, I'm listening to it right now.
He's like, oh man, I better.
With his wife, Chelsea Peretti.
Yeah. Who another, fantastic performer and comedian and stuff like that, writer. Yeah. So there's, some cool people doing stuff, man. That's what I like. It's not always the same, as long as it's not the same people all the time, which it is. Yeah. That's what it feels like sometimes.
We should write a movie.
Yeah, we should write a movie.
We should
write an adaptation of our book this week.
No one wants an adaptation of this book.
No, they don't.
I didn't. Okay, we'll talk about when we get there. But this book fucking sucks.
Yeah, well, that's why
heard it here first.
That's why our show is called Worst Collection Ever.
It sure is.
Because we figured it out.
Yeah, we should talk about it now.
Yeah, so let's take our break. We'll come back and we'll talk about our book for this week.
Kryptonite is
the dream given form.
Kryptonite is
primitive culture.
Kryptonite is
Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
Kryptonite is
the beat you can dance to.
Kryptonite is
a big fat woman with thighs the size of a hippo's.
Kryptonite is a podcast featuring two guys talking crap about sci-fi fantasy. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or even Twitter at Kryptonite235. Just look for Kryptonite. It's Kryptonite, spelt with an A.
All right, we're back here in Worst Collection Ever with our book for this week. It is Infinity Inc., number 22 from January 1986. This is the second Infinity Inc. we've done on this show. Yeah, I know you're not a fan.
Growl.
And we're also, here's the thing, we're also in the middle of Crisis.
Yes, it's a crossover.
And I hear...
It's hard because I feel like I'm not following, like, Crisis and...
Have you ever read Crisis?
I know, I've never read it. I've read the synopsis of Crisis and like the Wikipedia.
You should read Crisis.
I know I should. We have it.
Yeah.
I should read it. It's one of those things I should get like reading. But for me, this is just like, and now we're plopped down in the middle of a story,
right?
Which makes things difficult for me.
I know, but I feel like with Infinity Inc., like we're kind of one for one because the other one was about like something about movies or something, and that was stupid. Mm-hmm. But this one, I figured, I look at the cover, and sometimes
it's got a big lizard on it.
Well, yeah, the cover, because when you look,
want a big giant lizard.
When you look at the cover on some of these books, you get kind of, like, oh, okay, this is going to be interesting. We'll mess around here, and so that's what we did, and here we are. So
yeah, it's got Dr. Mid-Nite on the cover.
Yes, this is Lady Dr. Mid-Nite. Hourman. But the son of Hourman.
But it's the son of his.
It's a really ugly costume.
About him before.
No, that's a different Hourman.
Oh, yeah, because everybody's from different.
Because there's like a million Hourmen, and he's like the second one.
Is this Nuke? What's his name? Nuklon.
Soon to be Atom Smasher.
She is
Fury. Obsidian.
Only their heads are here.
Well, the way
for some reason, and then they're watching Dr. Mid-Nite and the son of Hourman get sucked into quicksand, also fighting a giant lizard.
Well, no, what's happened? Okay, so basically,
kind of.
Well, this way to look. Okay, so the way it is basically you have a giant, looks like a giant Gila monster.
Yeah.
Behind Hourman, and he is standing behind Dr. Mid-Nite, whose costume is all disheveled, and
she's had a hard go.
And she's and he looks like he's kind of like woo, but and it looks like Dr. Mid-Nite is sinking. I don't know if he is so much.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Are they like the perspective is such that these are boulders that we're looking at from boulders.
Maybe.
And they're like pushed up against
It's a weird
or is this
perspective.
Quicksand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
And then at the top you have Nuclon and Fury and Obsidian, and their heads are just looking down.
Yeah, it's just their heads.
But they're not.
Also, some of their shoulders.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, it wasn't just they didn't just draw a head. They drew a head, a neck, and some bit of shoulders.
Yeah, for some reason they just
and then
did.
they just cut them off.
Well, I know, but maybe I think with regard to Obsidian, I mean, you know what his head looks like, but
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
But yeah, so and it's a Todd McFarlane cover if you didn't know that.
Yeah, and I would also like to say that Nuclon has Seamus hair.
Yes, he does.
He's got a nice red mohawk.
He's got a sweet mohawk. Yeah.
Also, one of those cowls that only goes up to the ears.
Yeah. You know,
When you got a sweet mohawk, you got to show it off.
I don't understand. Those
No one understands.
I have never understood
Makes sense.
the cowls that just either cover like your eyes or you just kind of go around your face and just square it up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's always weird to see people like have that on, but then like, you know, how do they remove it? Like, how does it kind of just hang? I don't know. It's weird.
Does it give you a headache? Because I'm assuming it's very stiff elastic.
Yeah, well, same. It's got to stay on your face, you
It's
know.
got to be elastic. And
It's always frustrated me that I've always wanted to make wrestlers in my game with that sort of thing, and they never put that in there. And it's like, that's what most superheroes all look like.
Yeah.
Like even Superman had that going for a minute when he was the red and blue Superman. Like that was, it's frustrating. So yeah. So that's what we're doing here. We're doing an Infinity Inc. in the middle of Crisis. Yay. And the story is called Uncivil Wars.
yeah,
And right off the bat, we're
so many characters.
we're in the middle of basically we're in the middle of Crisis. Like we're in between I could actually tell you because it does say here. I want to do this because I want to do this right. So we're in between like Crisis issues 4 and 5. And
This is like right after Green Lantern's wedding.
Apparently, yes.
But like Justice Society Green Lantern.
Yeah, so Alan Scott just got married to Harlequin.
Yeah.
Not Harley Quinn.
No.
Like some chick dressed like a jester.
Yeah.
And then, but they're on the Monitor ship because basically, you know, the crisis is happening. All the Earths are being, you know, the antimatter wave is coming through the universe and it's eating everything. And then, basically they have to merge everything into one.
Yeah. And that's
everybody from all
basically
these
the
Earths are
reason
here.
that they're here. But they got brought here. And so we've got Red Tornado with a coloring error because his trunks and leg.
That's not Red Tornado.
This isn't Red Tornado?
That's Gem, the son of Saturn.
Jesus fucking Christ. He looks like Red Tornado.
He does actually. That's what I've mistaken Gem for Red Tornado a few times.
Okay.
And it's kind of a
Gem.
yeah. Jam.
John Jones. You got the Creeper.
You got the creepers there.
You got Obsidian. You got that Green Lantern
Jade.
girl.
Brainwave Junior. Brainwave Junior.
Brainwave Jr.
We're like
What's her face?
Fury.
Yeah. Wonder Woe.
Wonder Woe. Silver Scarab. Hector Hall.
Okay. You've got Starfire. You've got Nightwing in his 70s costume.
Yeah.
You have
Star Spangled Boy. Man.
Power Girl.
Power Girl.
I don't know who this is.
Halo.
Halo. I don't know who that is.
Fire Hair.
Who?
Fire Hair.
No.
I'm not kidding. He was
I'm glad they only draw him in here and he goes away.
He was a redheaded boy that was raised by Indians, and they named him Fire Hair.
Oh, that's not racist at all. What is this guy?
That's the Golden Age Atom.
Okay.
And Northwind.
And Northwind.
I know them all. And then there's like a piece of gum in the middle
Yeah, there's
here.
just like a big giant lump of cotton candy.
What are we looking at? What is
I
that?
don't know. What is it supposed to be?
It's somebody just having a big hunk of gum. It was like, bleh.
Yeah. So they brought all these people here.
Yeah, so they just got all zapped here.
Yeah,
and
they're
because
like,
it's from a previous Crisis issue. And
Then they have to figure out who everybody is.
yeah, apparently nobody knows who anybody is.
Well, because they're like, oh my gosh, look at all these heroes and stuff. And we see people that weren't in the original cover because there's like a pink Glop
well,
man.
here's the thing
Who's
that's
pink Glop man.
that's Plasmus. He is. So here's the thing, because we also have villains
Yes,
here.
they've also been zapped here.
Because we have villains, so Teen Titans villain Plasmus is here.
Uh-huh.
He is just standing around.
Solomon Grundy is here.
Yeah.
We've got Dr. Fate is here.
You got some of the
I don't know who that guy is.
was it Challenges the Universe or Unknown?
You've got Batman shows up. Batgirl is here.
Batman doesn't do anything.
Batman's literally in this just in this panel. And they're like, oh, he died 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So on whatever.
But on Earth 2, because on Earth 2 he died.
Yeah. So he's here.
He's like, I'm alive.
Here's Alan Scott with his wife, Harlequin. And as we know, Alan Scott is gay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that Harlequin is also gay and they're marrying each other to be each other's beards. Because this is the 80s.
Yeah.
And you need some sort of safe cover.
Yeah. And I like though that this Harlequin outfit.
Oh my God. Just so bad, right?
Jesus Christ.
It's just like, imagine like somebody's kind of cool mom who really likes rockabilly decides to dress up like a clown. That's what this woman looks like.
This is if your daughter, so you have a kid, you're a teenager and you really like Harley Quinn. And your mom's like, I'm going to dress like Harley Quinn too because I want to connect with my daughter. And then she goes to Party City and just buys this outfit.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm Harley Quinn. Look at me.
Yeah.
She's wearing literally a dunce cap.
Yeah. With like puffballs on it.
It's awful.
It's bad. And a tutu with like one of those like collars that you put on dogs that like walk on their hind legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they're all talking about Batman here.
Yeah.
Or no, this is I think Brainwave is saying this because
it's like he died 7 years ago.
Is like no problem for blaming it. Yeah, because he's like he died 7 years ago. It's like, what if Batman's like, I'm alive?
Well, apparently he's alive.
Yeah.
So Batgirl's there. We're just basically all these people talking, and then what is Fury?
Fury for some reason like
sees Diana.
No, first of all, she's looking at Batgirl, and she's like, frankly love her, because she's her and Hector are an item. Yeah. And she's like, frankly love her when I see some potential competition so much. So she's already like, she's like afraid that everybody's gonna like fuck her husband.
I don't think she needs to worry about that.
Why?
I don't think that they're there for that.
No, they're not. But for some reason, I feel like that's the thing. She's kind of like she's looking at Babs here, and she's just kind of like, look at that broad.
Yeah. But so is she an Amazon?
She's like, yeah, she's the daughter of Earth 2 Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor. Yes,
because so she walks over and she's like, oh my God, Mom. And she's like, wait, you're not Mom. You're the other one.
It's like, Mom. She's like, no, I'm like the other. I'm like not your mom.
Oh yeah, but her husband is given the eye to Starfire.
Well, that's the thing. Later on, he does look at Starfire's ass, and because everybody's just standing around, just milling about.
They, like literally, it's just so much milling about. There's this talking Plastic Man and
Elongated Man
who are wearing the same colored outfit.
No, that was his 80s outfit.
Oh, so they both were.
Yeah,
they
like the blue and
see
whatever.
each other.
Well, it's weird because you see like there's these panels.
See their hands. So their hands are at the very top and they're coming towards each other. There's Nightwing is down here. We've got Fury, Flash, Jay Garrick, Flash, Wonder Woman, and they're talking about like, oh yeah, I'm not her, but it's okay if Flash goes between universes, so can we? We'll be okay, blah blah blah. And then in the next panel, all those people are still talking, and above we have Plastic Man's head and Elongated Man's head, and they look at each other and they have those like,
stretchy man
recognition, like what would you even call this? Recognition star?
Well, no, they just have like a it's like a note. Just like, what? How do you describe that?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's like they see it and it's kind of like a burst.
Yeah, and you're like, oh. Look at that.
But it has no words. It's just drawn like a little bursty.
Their friendship in these three panels is that they're meeting and they're bonding, because the next panel is them like looking towards the reader, but they're holding hands.
They've like joined hands like, yeah. And they're smiling and looking towards
and
the
they form two boobs.
They do. Or an upside down heart.
Upside down heart.
Or two giant breasts.
Yeah.
Whichever one you prefer. So they have this nice little wordless friendship. It's probably, honestly, the most interesting thing that happens in these three panels.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's actually kind of nice, and it's like, it's kind of fun that they did that. But, and so then Hector sees his parents, and Hector's parents are those Earth 2, Hawkwoman and Hawk.
But it's not them.
Hawkman and Hawkwoman.
This is from Earth 1.
Are these the Earth One? No, these are his
Oh,
parents.
are they his parents?
Yes,
Okay.
because these are
Is this Bouncing Boy?
Yes.
Oh,
So these are because you got
there's his.
yeah because there's the original Carter and whatever. Again,
There's
don't
so
ask me to
much
figure out
going
all this
on.
Hawkman shit.
There's so much going on in these panels, you guys. It's just crazy. And then someone's like, "Oh, I smell cigarette smoke," and what's his face walks in.
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones smoking,
Yeah.
hanging out with.
Well, he's hanging out with his group. So Mr. Bones has his group, Helix.
Who has like a Grinch dog.
Right. So they have a dog. This is his name. Oh, fuck. Whatever. I just
Grinch
remember.
dog.
I just read their names.
I don't know.
This girl's named like something Kaboom.
Sure.
And because she's actually like a 20-year-old girl that just. Because all these groups,
Yeah.
this group here, there's like Arak, who's not the son of Thunder, but like an Indian, Native American looking dude.
Yeah.
That like can do things, and they got like this.
Isn't that Roulette over there?
No,
It's not. It looks like her.
it could be, but no, it's not. Yeah, there's all these. I forgot. I just read them up tape. I forgot who they were. But I don't.
She's kind of like the one. There was a Batman the Animated Series that had a girl.
Yeah, the doll.
That had the doll girl who, was forever trapped, looking like a 6-year-old child.
And that's basically what this is.
Yeah.
Like she's an older woman,
Yeah.
but she's trapped like this because basically
She has,
there's
like, Webster syndrome.
yes, she's this is to appeal to the Webster fans.
Yes.
Of the was it 86? Yeah,
There's
Webster's
an
definitely on
actual
here.
name for that syndrome. I don't know what it's called.
Angelman syndrome or
Is that what it's called?
it's something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so yeah, and she's there, and so basically, Helix was a bunch of like children who were born with some sort of powers or mutated because their mothers were experimented on while the kids were in the womb.
Okay.
And they came out, and so you have this girl that looks like a doll, and Mr. Skin or Mr. Bones, who has invisible skin,
Oh yeah.
but he's got like a cyanide touch, so he can kill you, and he smokes. And then you have these other dummies, and then you have this dog. I forgot what his name is. Critter. And
Dog that wears a tie.
yeah, he's actually like a man evolved into a dog.
Okay.
If I saw this guy coming up, I'd be like,
Basically a mutant.
yeah, but it's like he's like the dumbest looking villain. Mm-hmm. So he just looks like
He really is dumb looking. He looks like the Grinch. He looks like somebody took the Grinch, made him into a dog.
yeah.
That's all it is.
No, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically
They just basically start fighting. They're like, no, we're all here because the worlds are colliding and we have to be friends. And
yeah.
we basically have to work together to save ourselves.
Yeah, but like, a lot of what's going on, I feel like
There's so much going on. There's just so much. I could not keep any of it. I was like, and then this guy, but then there's all these characters, but then there's these characters. And Solomon Grundy eventually shows up to fight people.
for some reason,
even happening?
Eric just has,
Music around
he has
him?
headphones on and like,
Is that what's happening?
yeah, because he's like listening to,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
because then like his headphones explode. So
Yeah.
I think it was, this girl can make things explode with her mind.
Sure. The little girl, the one that looks like a doll. Or a
Yeah, and they're
girl.
telling, and Mr. Bones is sitting there telling fucking jokes and shit. Or no, that's not her. He's not telling jokes.
Someone's selling jokes.
There's this girl's telling jokes, and then she gets zapped, and this is dumb.
It's just honestly, there was so much going on. I was just like, okay.
And they're like, look, we just stop fighting, stop being dipshits.
I don't know. Eric does some sort of like weird twister thing.
While listening to, I'm assuming, Howard Jones or
Sure.
fucking Rick Astley, because it's 1986.
And Hawkman and Hawkwoman get caught up in it, and Wonder Woman has to save them.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. So she does. There's like some jokes about Hawkwoman's costume.
Well, Hawkwoman's costume,
Well, she says it's her old costume, and then she was squeezed into it, and she almost got knocked out of it when she got stuck in the tornado.
yeah.
Jokes.
So the Earth 2 costumes sometimes don't work for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird ones going on. There's Wildcats here. Wonder Girl is here. This is a new panel.
Well, okay, so
There's some Green Lantern.
that's John. No, is it?
This chick.
So that's Johnny Thunder.
Wait,
so
which one?
Johnny Thunder,
Which one's Johnny Thunder?
the girl.
Oh, Johnny Thunder.
She's
I thought
Johnny
you-
with
I
an
thought you were
eye.
talking about this. I was like, that's just Hal Jordan.
Is that John or is that Hal Jordan?
It's supposed to be Hal Jordan. Looks like he has hair.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. Ragman's here of all people. actually.
All sorts of fucking people are here.
You've got bunch of Legion members here. It's a party.
It is a party.
Yeah, and so basically, Johnny Skyman or Star Spangled Kid. I'll just call him Skyman. Skyman's like, "Oh, look, are you Johnny Thunder?"
Which we read something about her. Did we read?
We have a book for her, but we never read it.
Oh, it means I read it. We just didn't read it on the show.
Yeah, there's a female Johnny Thunder.
Yes.
Who somehow becomes involved with the Thunderbolt, or has some sort of connection to the powers of the Johnny Thunder. But basically, she's just like a Sybil Shepherd looking chick walking around in a suit and tie. It's kind of like your lady boss in Gotham.
I love a lady boss. Let me tell you, I love nothing more than a woman in a 3-piece suit. I think that's fucking cool. And if I didn't have tits, I wouldn't wear nothing but 3-piece suits.
Yeah.
It's going to look weird on me. Because I need a tailor, and it's going to cost a lot of money. But if you can wear them, I say wear them.
Yeah, she looks badass though.
Yeah,
she's
it's
just kind of,
cool.
and she's just kind of, and Skyman's like, "Hey, look at that broad," or not look at that broad, but he's like, "Hey, I think I know you." Hey, and she's like, "I'm kind of like freaked out because I'm on this ship and I don't know why." And he's like, "Oh, I get it. Maybe we should get some pizza." And he's like, and she's like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah. Where are you going to go? It doesn't matter. Just walk away from this guy.
Skyman is just like talking to all the, then he turns immediately to Donna Troy, who's standing right there, and he's like, "Oh, you're Wonder Girl." And he's like, "Oh, well, I've heard about you. Say, maybe we should get a taco." He's just going through he's like, "Oh, let's go to Sbarro's. Let's go get some Orange Julius."
He's naming everything that's in the food court.
He's like, "Hey, let's go to,
Do you think there's a food court on this ship? Do you think there's a Sbarro's?
There might be a food court on this
Orange Julius and a Panda Express.
I was gonna say, I hope there's a Panda Express.
Do you think there's maybe a Paradise Bakery in there?
It's gotta be some froyo.
Gotta be a froyo.
Ooh, Cinnabon. Can you imagine him?
Shit. No, it's not gonna be. There might be a Cinnabon, but there also might be a Dairy Queen.
Well, if there's a Dairy Queen, you can also put an Orange Julius in there too.
There's probably, you know what else there probably is? There's probably like a Burger King.
Yeah, there's definitely either a Burger King or a McDonald's.
There's gotta be one. There's gotta be like one of those like local places, like local people.
Well, here's the thing.
Set up like a kebab joint.
Right.
Yeah.
And at best, you're getting a Tim Hortons in there. If not, you're getting a Glorious Coffee. No, don't.
Oh, yeah.
And you're in fact.
No, you're right. Or a Pete's maybe. That's
no.
what you find at malls.
Yeah, you don't want a Pete's.
I want to make sure it's a Starbucks or nothing, kids.
So, and for some reason, it just kind
Tim
of.
Horton wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, Tim Hortons would be great. Maybe a Jack Astor. Or then go to Jack Astor's. Do you remember Jack Astor's?
Yeah, maybe they'll have one of those.
Oh, you go to Jack Astor's and sometimes you go there and they would.
Do you think they have a Johnny Rockets?
Definitely Johnny Rockets.
I think they have to have a Johnny Rocket.
Do you ever go to Jack Astor's?
I don't think I ever went to a Jack.
Jack Astor's is one where it's like apparently you can go there and they can call you names. It's one of those restaurants.
There used to be, and I wish to God I can remember what this place was called. Around the corner, maybe? I don't remember. But when I was a kid, there was this mall by our house, and in it was this kind of a diner type place.
Right.
And you could go in, and it just was like diner food. Like my sister and I always got the grilled cheese. My parents got a burger, whatever. But you ordered via the phone at your table.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember something like this?
I don't remember actually doing that, but I remember it. I can have an idea of kind of what it's like.
Called Round the Corner. It might have.
There was a place called Ground Round that we used to have in Buffalo.
Round. I feel like it was called Round the Corner, and you would go, and it was always so exciting because you order through this red phone, and then sometimes they would call you back, or like it would go buzz buzz, and that meant your order was on the way.
Hot shit.
It was so great. And there was one that was still around when I was a teenager, and Kathy and I had to go to it so we could order.
Yeah.
Because it was so exciting.
No, it's good times.
And had greasy ass fucking food. It was great.
So yeah, so he's going there, and also it kind of takes me off guard for some reason. Like Skyman has a bow tie on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Like he's just wearing a bow tie. And normally he doesn't wear a bow tie.
Do you think maybe he put one on for the ladies?
Oh shoot, yeah, maybe he did. Maybe
he was like, oh, all the ladies. He's also holding like a cup of coffee, I think.
He probably got that from Gloria Ann's.
He probably did.
Yeah.
He's wearing his bow tie. Wonder Girl knocks it off.
Wonder Girl just kind of, she snaps it because he's like, hey, I heard.
That's right. It's like an elastic.
She's like, hey, so, heard you might be kind of a babe. And she's like, well, I'm married. And he's like, oh, sometimes you don't find out. And then he's like, oh, look, there's other people. And then,
Then we see some of the metal men.
Well, the metal men are here. Like we got
Wildcat.
Stripesy, you got Metamorpho, you got Cheetah. Here's Yeah, you got Mercury from Metal Men. And so it's funny because then he's like, he sees Stripe C and he's like, hey, because that's like his partner.
Yeah.
Because Star Spangled Kid was a teenage superhero and he had an adult sidekick. That was this guy.
What?
I'm not kidding. This is where how they Call Me by Your Name.
Oh, is that what happened?
This is what is
here?
adapted from this.
Oh, you're right.
It's adapted by.
Well, it was best adapted screenplay.
Yeah, they didn't say that at the Oscars this year.
Yeah.
But they wanted to.
They're like, age difference is weird. Don't feel weird about it.
That would have been if I was doing the monologue. That would have been one of my jokes.
No one would have laughed.
Oh.
You know what? There would have been like 4 nerds at home just giggling.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I would have popped those 4 people.
They'd have been so happy with that joke.
But yeah, but I like this picture where he's like trying. He sees his friends
Like he's trying to dab.
It does look like he's. He's kind of waving his hands in the air like you just don't care.
That's exactly what it looks like.
And like Donna Troy's like, whatever.
Yeah, he's just like, I've had enough of you.
So we get back to all the other goofs from the thing. We get back to Green Lantern. And
that's when Solomon Grundy shows up. He's like, my Green Lantern is my enemy.
he just grabs it and goes, Green Lantern, my enemy.
And so now it's time to fight.
So
thank God, because we've just had like panels and panels of people just yabbing at each other. Which I don't think yabbing is a word. That's a yak and gab together. Yabbing. Hope you like that one.
Hashtag yabbing.
Hashtag yabbing. So they start fighting. There's, they're like, oh.
They wrap him up in their green chains. And then finally, well, it's funny because they're like, look, we need to keep him, we need to chill him out. Grundy's like, I'm not brainless. Heard little voice in my head telling Grundy not to fight. And more at stake than just revenge on Green Lantern. And they're like, what? And they're like, because Grundy listens to Grundy, not to Head. So. And
because basically what's happening is Harbinger, who I don't know if she's on the same ship as everybody else, I'm assuming.
No, they're all on the same ship. This is the Monitor ship.
So I think she's telling him to stand down, right?
Yeah,
That's
I think
what's
so.
Happening. So then we've got Superman and Supergirl and Power Girl, and then I don't know who that is. Firebrand. And then we've got this guy crying.
Well, so basically we catch up with the rest of what's going on in Crisis, and she's like, look, basically they explain what's going on. You got Alexander Luthor from Earth 3.
He's the only survivor of Earth 3.
Yeah, it looks like Danny Bonaducci.
He really does.
This Luthor always bothers me. He just looks like
Danny Bonaducci is still alive.
Yeah, he's right here.
No, I mean like in addition to this comic book.
Oh, he figured it out. He figured out life.
Yeah, that's good.
Figured out living.
Yeah, he was having problems.
I think he's
doing all right now. Didn't he have he was on like a radio show?
He had a radio show for a long time.
Yeah.
And he would
it was like a morning shock jock or something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he had some stuff that he was doing. I mean, I'm assuming, and he did that celebrity wrestling, I think, maybe.
Did he?
Yeah, with Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Yeah, Danny Bonaducci. Yeah, and then you got, Pariah here. And Pariah, I love reading Crisis because Pariah just always shows he's like this. I don't know what he's basically. He witnessed the end of creation, and he just keeps showing up in different parts of creation and yelling at people, and everybody just goes, and he's just like, guys, watch out! And it's basically imagine the scene in Justice League where Flash is yelling at Bruce Wayne while he's sleeping, and just imagine that for an entire issue of comics. That's what basically Pariah does, and pretty much.
I feel kind of bad for Pariah because he keeps trying to tell people warn them and change the future and stop the horror, and everybody's like, meh.
Yeah, he's just got one thug tear going on here too. He's just
that's true. He kind of looks like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne.
He's like the Indian watching the guy throw trash on the ground.
Who's Italian guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they just explains look, we gotta save these universes because all of them are gonna be messed up and blah blah blah. So that's it for this.
Okay, so now we're out of that, and now we're in part 2.
Now we're in Orangeburg, South Carolina, and because
which Earth we're on?
No, we're on regular Earth.
Are we on Earth Prime?
We're on Earth Prime. What's happened?
1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's been happening is, I'm fairly certain. Maybe I'm. See, you know what? See, now I'm confused because basically, the Infinity Inc. are the kids of the Justice Society, and the Justice Society are not from.
They're Earth 2.
They're Earth 2.
Okay.
And
So we could be on Earth too.
We could be on Earth too. So that's why they kind of didn't know about some of these other people. So we could be on Earth too, but nonetheless, we're on Earth.
Right.
On an Earth. And basically what's been going on throughout all these different Earths and all these different places, that there's all these weird temporal displacements happening, with regard to things popping up that shouldn't pop up. So, and particularly in this case, we're in South Carolina, in present day, and Hourman and Dr. Midnight are trying to figure it all out. Hourman, I don't know what's up with these boots and everything. He's got a lot of. He's like Mickey James.
I was exactly going to say the same thing. It's like Mickey James and her love of bell bottoms.
Love of these bell bottoms.
He's got just bell bottoms just sewn on his pants, but they're also bell bottoms that have slits up the front of them.
Yeah.
So they look even dumber.
He's got the dumbest looking costume I've ever seen.
Bad. It's
because
purple and red, and he's got like vagina gloves.
Yeah, he's got slitted gloves, but he also has a big, what basically is an H on his chest.
It's clock.
But in the middle of where the dash of the H would be is a clock.
Yeah.
And he's got this, the spirit mask or whatever.
Yeah.
And
bad.
A domino mask, I'm sorry. And, it's just, as opposed to Dr. Midnight's outfit, who, the lady Dr. Midnight I think I like her outfit a lot.
Yeah, but she also has the bell bottom pants.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what's going on with these people.
She has some flappy gloves.
I think in their Earth, bell bottom pants never went out of style.
Maybe not.
They
no.
are incorrect. But she looks fine. She's got like a moon on her thing. She's got kind of like a Cyclops visor going.
Look, there's some ads in here. You could see RC Cola, H&R Block.
Oh, hey.
You could do your taxes while the world is ending.
Well, I mean, you got to pay your taxes. It's got Al Capone.
It's right. Well, that and syphilis.
Oh, well, that. Yes. He didn't go to jail for syphilis, though.
Syphilis, go to jail. So basically.
Yeah, there's just like fire.
So apparently they're all at Green Lantern's wedding reception.
Yeah.
And I guess they were all there in their costumes, and then they got
because what else do you wear
plucked into a different thing. And I do like this, since it's Crisis on Infinite Earths, for some reason on this page only.
Yeah, there's like Earths.
There's like all these different,
like a bunch of marbles.
Yeah, because there's like all these Earths, like globe, Earth planets, like lined up, and then at the bottom they all just kind of pile up like a bunch of marbles.
Yeah, like a bunch of marbles. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. And so and so basically, he's, for some reason, Hourman 2 sucks because he's like, hey, I'm going to use your real name in front of everybody. And she's like, dude, I grew up with these people because she's from this area in South Carolina. She's like, shut up.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, well, look, here's some hand grenades that the Dr. Midnight would use and, cause she can only see in the dark.
That's right.
That's her thing, is that she's like Dr. Midnight, he can only see better in the dark.
Yeah.
So that's what, she's like, okay, look. And as this is happening, there's a bunch of fucking cannonballs flying.
Yeah. And then there's also this like part in kind of like drawn over here. There's this like Dr. Midnight talking about doing something. There's like a bunch of pills surrounding one panel.
Yeah, which is weird. That's because Hourman has the drug Miraculous,
right?
And he just takes a bunch of pills. Yes. So basically, he's Hourman, just like all the, basically just like that's something that's actually.
We read something with an Hourman who had.
Oh no, that was the JSA. Okay, you know what? So we have talked about him.
We have because
you're
remember
right.
they were in like New Orleans and he like had to take the pill. And
that's right. Okay,
no,
you're right.
His dad showed up. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's right. JSA. Yeah, so we did do a JSA. So we have talked about him. Or was it JSA? Was it JSA in Cobra?
It might have been. I don't remember.
It was one of those things.
There was definitely son of Hourman with the drugs.
It was one of, I think it was actually the one JSA because they were and they're, okay, I remember now.
Mm-hmm.
But he does his drugs and she has to see in the dark and now they're trying to figure out and there's fucking cannonballs flying around. And at one point, like a cannonball just flies into like this power plant.
And just blows it up.
And what happens is, Hourman.
Fence.
No, it goes through the fence.
Yeah, well, it doesn't go all the way through.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
Yeah, see how it's still not all the way through? And that's when he rips through the rest of it.
He rips through the rest of it, and he grabs it and just lobs it towards where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And he just explodes everything. I'm surprised that the whatever... Don't cannonballs usually explode when they hit?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe it depends on what kind of cannonball. Like, back in the day, they were just literal lumps.
Cannonballs are cool.
Yeah.
Because literally...
back in the day when you were like, they were just literal lumps of iron.
Well, little lumps of iron that you would either shoot at a boat and they would just go through
fort or whatever.
But then this one actually has
I'm sure
like a fuse on it.
Yeah.
No, wait, it doesn't have a fuse.
I'm sure they can. I'm sure war. We're so good at killing other people. I'm sure the technology has evolved that now they explode. And then because all this stuff is happening, a regiment of Confederate soldiers.
No, these aren't Confederate soldiers. These are Union soldiers.
Oh, they're
because
blue.
because they start talking about how everybody's like, oh, you're Confederate spies.
Oh, that's right.
Blah blah blah.
They're in blue. So a regiment of Union troops finds them.
And they're super racist.
And they don't seem to understand that they're not in their own time.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't weird them out. There's a literal power plant and iron fencing and, like, all this sort of stuff. Plus people in costume.
Yeah.
They don't care. I don't know what happens here.
Well, basically what happens
she
is...
slaps one of them.
Well,
because he was being racist.
Yeah, because they're saying they're being super racist and super creepy to her.
Yeah.
You know, because Dr. Midnight's a black lady.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, you must be Confederate spies, and we're gonna, we need to corral you up, and we're gonna set up camp here, and
like,
and she's like, no, you're like everybody, like you don't belong here, like you're not supposed to be here.
Not only that, but don't you even notice that this isn't your time?
Yeah. They should be more terrified of everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're literally standing by a power plant.
Yeah.
That doesn't weird them out at all.
No, I don't think electricity had been invented yet.
No, it hadn't. And that's what I mean. Like, if you've never seen, chain link fencing and a fucking power plant because they don't exist in your time.
There's literally power, like whatever
they're transformers.
Transformers,
like,
and
all
there's
these wires and stuff, and they don't even look at it. They don't even blink.
They're just like, oh well, yeah, well we just saw our general yesterday, so we're gonna continue on like this is. And
you guys should have figured this out by now.
And also too, I mean, I know Dr. Midnight's at a disadvantage, and maybe I guess they're what's his face. Hourman, like, because he has, like, he's good for an hour. You figured he would just be able to, like, I'll just fucking waste these dudes because they all got, guns and shit.
Make the most of your time, dude.
But
just like Viagra, that shit wears off.
I know, he doesn't do anything. And so, but they start being really, uncomfortable or really, really shitty to Dr. Midnight. And she actually drops one of those midnight bombs and ends up taking a bunch of them out. And as she's about to, they're about to kind of get away from there, a fucking car shows up and they're like, a steel carriage, oh my god, and the sunlight, the headlights blind Dr. Midnight,
right?
And then they knock her out, and then
they tie up Hourman. They go to the store. They're just like, look at all this stuff we found, and I'm like, you guys aren't weirded out by the fact that all this shit has like really colorful labels.
They found some vittles
and like weird cans and like things you guys have never seen in your life. You don't seem weirded out by that at all.
I am actually confused here because I didn't know. Maybe they call these. Maybe they called them back then too, but because one of these guys is trying to open up a bag of peanuts, and he calls them goobers. It's like, were goobers? Were they called goobers back in the?
They were just called peanuts, but I don't know.
Well, it literally says peanuts on there, but he's like goobers, and I'm like, but goobers are covered in chocolate.
Well, maybe they were called goobers back then. Like, maybe that was the slang term for them. I don't know. They have, like, weird slang.
Old school goobers. So as he's fighting with the goobers,
His helicopter shows up.
Yeah, helicopter shows up, and they're like, by God, a Confederate balloon.
Yeah.
I do like that.
I'm like, you guys really need to stop and think. Just for 2 seconds.
Oh, my God.
Idiots. And I don't know.
Somehow they get away.
I don't
know how they get away because like
Hourman breaks chains and shit. And they
well, no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They get away and then they run into the woods and there's a cave there randomly because now they're in like there's more temporal displacement. So like, and Dr. Midnight's like, look, I grew up here. There should be no cave here.
Right. And then so that's when Hourman breaks his chain and like.
Which why didn't you do that in the first place? Can't you just if you're Hourman and you're full of strength and speed, just fucking whip these guys' asses.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. And so there's like
you're wasting. He's like, oh well, now my time is up and I don't have any energy. It's like, well, you didn't do shit. You just wasted all this time jerking off of these guys.
Pretty much. And so then they're in the cave. The lights go out, and the lizard guy shows up, and he eats all the
The lizard guy.
The lizard. He shows up and he eats all the soldiers.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of great.
We get a bunch of panels where there's just splotches
of red.
There's actually I just one where it's just a mess of red and there's
just some blood dripping.
It's just dripping.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I'm also kind of like, you guys kind of again deserved it for having such poor observational skills that you could not put it together that you were no longer in your own time.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
Yeah,
so
kicks
they
his
all,
ass.
They all died. So now it is time for Dr. Mid-Nite and Hourman
Dinosaur fight.
to fight a dinosaur, basically.
Hell
so
yeah.
they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They fight a thing, and because the Confederate guys were like, we found this fancy explosion. It's explosive. It's liquid explosive.
Yeah.
They're like, we found this fancy dynamite.
For some reason, which is in this prehistoric cave.
Yeah, we brought it with us. Whatever.
Well, that's it.
And then it explodes.
Yeah, basically, like Dr.
And
Mid-Nite,
they walk out.
like Hourman holds off on the holds off on this for a minute. Holds off on the fight. Tries to hold it off while Dr. Mid-Nite takes a bayonet and just stabs it, and then explodes. And apparently, she was convinced that the carcass was going to shield them from the explosion. And they are not covered entirely in dinosaur guts.
Right? They should be.
They should be.
It should be really gross.
It should be a fucking...
It should be like Carrie. They should be walking around like Carrie right now.
I am disappointed, Todd McFarlane. You didn't draw that right. And then they just...
Walk away.
They walk away. And that's it. And then next issue, it's Frenzied and Fithera. I don't know how you say that.
I'm sure, whatever.
And that's it for the story. I do want to point out we have a nice little... we get these calendars for DC Comics from 1986. But for some reason, they're fashioned so you have like a drawing of like a character. In some of these, and they're saying there's a speech bubble and they're saying the month.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
So like you got like Donna Troy is like a picture of the Titans.
She's saying January.
And she's like January, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, it's silly.
It's a little weird.
It's silly. And then we're not quite done yet though. We have a splash pinup page for Nuclon.
Yeah.
The
name is Nuclon. We have some vital stats.
We get a vital stat, so we get like his information here.
Give it a name.
His birthday's on October 12th.
Oh, hey.
Talks about his parents, high school organizations, basketball team.
Yeah.
Future Engineers, Ford Car Club, Aces Flying High Club.
Oh, man.
And then employment background, various summer and part-time jobs at auto local repair shops.
Yeah, he's really into machines.
He can change your oil.
Yeah. Good. I need someone to come turn that stupid thing off because the fucking mechanic forgot to.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of frustrating.
When you get your oil changed and they forgot to reset the thing that tells you when to get your oil changed.
Yeah.
Mine came on like 4 days after I got my oil.
Well, Nuclon can fix this.
Yep. Instead of me having to go back and be like, hey, motherfuckers, can you please fix this for me? Because I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stated ambitions to design, build, and fly own aircraft to spend several months every year in a cabin in the Rockies. So he wants to go hang out by you and your family. Yeah. And so basically we get his special powers. Basically he's was exposed to radiation when he was from birth.
Yeah.
And
it also says...
Because his father is...
personal style icon, Sheamus WWE.
Oh, it does,
superstar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sheamus, who was very young at this time, but he, since, we're talking about DC, he probably went into the future and witnessed Sheamus.
Well, this is all the universes were coming together.
Oh, so
all
future Sheamus was there?
Yeah.
We didn't see him on that ship, but yeah.
No, and a light hit him and it was blinding.
Oh, that's right.
That's why you don't ever actually see him.
Dr. Mid-Nite would not fare well against Sheamus.
No. Sheamus, I appreciate Sheamus because it's nice to see someone as pale as me.
Yeah. He's really pale.
He's really pale. It would be like, and when light hits him, it's blinding. And I'm like, that's like me in the sun.
Yeah.
It's just so nice to see someone else rocking that level of pale.
I'm surprised. I mean, I know he's been on Conan a bunch of times, but I'm surprised that Conan has never made that much bigger a deal of his paleness.
I think they do when he is on Conan.
Probably when he's on. Maybe I don't say
because he's Irish and redheaded and pale.
He's pretty well over with them. Sheamus is actually quite the entertaining fellow.
He's pretty funny.
He's a pretty funny guy, just a good dude. And I think I would much rather, if they ever do an Infinity-Inc movie, I'd like to see him play Nuclon.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to look for it.
I'd like to see them. Let's do it.
Sure.
We can.
Because I mean, people are just clamoring for an Infinity-Inc movie.
God damn it, I am. I want Obsidian. I don't
mind seeing these characters. It's just this particular book. There's so much going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on,
and it's one of those like we got to talk a lot. There's a lot of characters milling about.
Yep.
And it gets very tedious very quickly.
And then we get to our letters page.
Which is just fuck this book over and over again.
Yeah, just fuck. No, it's actually...
Dear people, fuck your book.
It's Infinity Inc., but ink is spelled I-N-K.
Oh man, so many jokes.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
It's not...
I also don't like this big white space they left here.
You could have put something in here.
Could have put something, just a little box.
Put an ad in here.
Yeah.
Put a little fucking picture of Superman. Be like, hey.
Something.
Hi, guys.
Expand this, take this, expand that. That's how you do that.
Yeah. Maybe put a small letter in there that says, fuck this book.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Picture of me with my middle fingers up.
It's just a picture of John. That's it for this book. This is for this Infinity Inc. number 22 from January 1986. I think you've already said it, but you're not going to read the next issue.
No.
I am not going to read the next issue of this particular series. I might find another issue of Infinity Inc. to enjoy, but...
Maybe if it wasn't the Crisis crossover.
Yeah, I know, Crisis.
With so many characters, because I hate that when there's so many characters that I'm just like, wait, what? And then it stops in the middle, and now we have another story. I just don't.
I did like Plastic Man and Elongated Man.
I did
meeting
enjoy
up.
that. That was my favorite part of this book.
That was kind of fun. I kind of want to know more about that.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to see what they were doing in Crisis. Just kind of be like, hey, let's get stretchy.
Yeah, really. I mean,
Let's get
just
stretchy.
Being like, you know what? We're friends. We're going to get stretchy together. We're going to embrace our truth as stretchy men.
Let's make a net and jump on somebody.
We're gonna have a club.
Stretchy Club?
Stretchy Club?
Oh, that'd be a great book.
Yeah.
DC
Gumby
Comics
can
present.
come join us.
Oh man, you get
Stretch Armstrong.
See,
can
too
come
bad
hang out.
they couldn't make that in the 90s. They could have Extreme Gumby.
Yeah.
And kids would buy. I'd buy that.
I mean, who wouldn't buy a Gumby holding like a fucking gun with pouches all over it?
Oh, it'd be a gun made out of his own Gumby.
Oh. Ew, what does it shoot?
I don't know.
Gumbies?
Whatever that dog is that he had friends with.
It's a horse. It's Pokey.
Did you shoot Pokey at him?
Dog.
I'm thinking about Davy and Goliath.
Oh.
I thought that was
In
the
fairness, it's kind of hard to tell that Pokey is a horse.
Pokey. That's right.
Pokey.
Who were Gumby's villains? Did Gumby have any villains?
Hands.
Feet.
Anything that
Shoes.
that could spash clay.
Tires.
Spatulas.
Ooh, that actually that would be a good
Bowling pins.
You actually would be a good crossover. Would be like Gumby versus that tire from the movie Rubber.
Shit, I forgot about the movie
Just a
Rubber.
movie about a fucking tire.
That was a movie.
Yeah, we watched that movie.
We sure did, because I mean, it's a movie about a tire that's out for revenge, I believe.
Yes.
It kills many people. It just rolls.
Yes.
And that's all it does.
But Gumby needs to fight it. But we need 90s Gumby. We need extreme 90s Gumby.
Does he have a mullet?
Yes.
Okay.
He has a mullet made out of Gumby hair.
Yeah.
It's just an extension. He just kind of fashions it. And he hangs out, but then like he can join Stretchy Club with Elongated Man and Plastic Man.
And Stretch Armstrong.
If we're sticking in a DC where he can get some of the metal men in there. They stretchy.
Hey, you know who else he could hang out with? You know when you used to get cereal, it had those octopus things in the cereal, and you'd throw them and they'd stick to the walls?
What were they called?
Sticky octopus things?
Yes.
They stretch.
Special issue focusing on sticky octopus things.
I don't.
You find a cereal.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
I used to climb down walls. Man, my mom used to hate those things.
I don't like those things.
You want to know why my mom hated them?
Because they're fun.
Well, yes. A, yes. B, because if you threw them up too high and then they'd climb down your wall, my mom swears up and down she could see the sticky on her
I could
walls.
see. No, I could see
And
that.
She couldn't get up there because our ceilings were too high.
Yeah, no, I could see
So if we threw
that.
them too high, she'd be so mad.
No, I could see that.
Yeah, because
I could think she's probably right about that because like that stuff, those things are gross.
don't encourage her.
I can still see it, Jennifer. I can still see the
Honestly.
sticky.
I'm surprised she hasn't told you about the time she had to paint the walls because I painted my nails and I shook it when it wasn't dry and I got nail polish on it.
She had to paint the wall, like the entire house?
No, just where we sit at the table.
Okay.
She swears up and down I got nail polish on the thing. I don't remember that.
Oh.
But she said she had to put, first she did wallpaper to cover my thing. And then now she's had to paint it.
Oh.
And she blames me. She probably just wanted to paint it.
Yeah.
And needed an excuse.
Yeah, she just wanted to pin it on you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
sounds
babe.
right. It's okay. That sounds right.
But yeah, no, that'd be actually stretchy game, stretchy group.
Stretchy.
What do we call it now?
Oh, I don't know if we had a name for it. It was just their little stretchy gang or club.
Stretchy Club. That's Stretchy Club. That's right. See, I'd rather read Stretchy Club
I'd
than
read Stretchy Club.
Infinity Inc.
Yeah, that's great. Anybody who can stretch.
Do we get the Marvel universe involved too?
Why not?
Who stretches there? Mr. Fantastic.
Stretchy guy.
Stretchy guy.
He can hang out. I don't know if anybody wants to hang out with him though. He's kind of.
I don't like. Yeah, as far as stretchy guys go,
They can figure out if they want to let him in, but he is a stretchy guy.
he is a stretchy guy.
Yeah. So anybody can stretch.
Oh, they can all form into one big ball and throw themselves at people.
Oh man, one big parachute.
But then make sure they keep their heads tucked because I don't want to break their necks.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Can you break their?
They're all talking to each other inside the balls, like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Is there? Can they break their necks?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Because I mean, I've seen many things like elongated man getting his head stuck in a door.
Well, we had that.
Like
we
his
read
neck getting shut in a door.
We read that one Marvel. That one was it the fucking Brave and the Bold, where that guy was trying to hang him.
Yeah,
he's just hanging his stretchy neck.
Yeah, so gross.
Oh boy,
gross.
Yeah, stretchy gang. Stretchy, whatever. Stretch club.
Yeah.
Stretchy club. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm not going to read the next one of these.
I think. Do you think Stretch Club has like one misguided old lady who just thinks it's literally for like stretching?
Oh yeah, she's probably. Oh yeah, they probably have some woman that just
trying to get physical activities. And
she just has a mat, like a yoga mat.
Yeah, she's just trying to stretch, and they're like, but they don't have the heart to kick her out because she's so sweet, and she always makes like homemade granola bars.
Yeah, no, she makes snacks for Stretchy Club.
Yeah, so they're like, just it's fine. Just keep her in.
She lets them hang out in her basement. That's where they meet.
Yeah.
She pays the rent.
Maybe on her lanai.
Oh yeah, the lanai. Oh, maybe it's not the Girls. Maybe it's Dorothy Zabornak.
No, she wouldn't tolerate that.
Oh yeah, she would.
It's got to be Rose.
Yeah, Rose is a part of Stretchy Club.
Yeah.
I like where we're going with this. I like how we're bringing all these properties together. We're really good at that.
We are. We're very good.
We're really good at bringing all the properties together.
Where's my Oscar?
Yeah, where's our Oscar? Where's my goddamn Oscar?
Where's my goddamn Oscar?
Where's my goddamn Oscar for Stretchy Club, starring Betty White?
Do it, or she's gonna get Farina at the Oscars.
Well, if she don't know if she does do it, she
Farina Betty White.
But which, by the way, let's explain. Being Farinaed means you get left out of the in memoriam, because Dennis Farina, I think it was last year, a couple years ago, he got left out of the in memoriam.
So apparently, they forgot Adam West this year.
They did.
There's a whole bunch.
They forgot Adam West. They forgot Chris Cornell. As far as I'm concerned, and he was in singles.
You
have to make sure that
Chris Cornell deserved to be in that montage because he was in singles.
They put in Chuck Berry. Chris Cornell was important to Chuck Berry as far as I'm concerned.
I would agree.
He contributed just as much to American music.
Yeah. He's been on soundtracks.
He has been on soundtracks. He was on the Great Expectations soundtrack.
So what the hell?
And he was in singles. He had a critical role in singles as a guy that lived in Matt Dillon's building.
And who didn't say anything.
Did he not? No, I think he did.
He might have said like a couple words, but he really just was kind of standing around with all that hair.
Oh yeah, no, he looked
so good.
He looked great in that movie.
He really did. He was such a handsome man.
I was so jealous of that movie. It was like, man, I want to live in that movie.
Yeah,
I want to live in that apartment building.
If we could go back to when that movie was filmed. I want to fucking buy real estate.
Yeah, I want to go back and live in like that building.
Yeah,
and they could be like rehearsing and shit. It's like, yeah, but that's fucking grunge. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like they'd
be like, "Hey, you want to come see early Pearl Jam?
Hey, man, we're gonna go down there and jam. We're gonna do some jam.
Kurt Cobain's still alive. You want to check this out?
Hey, look, there he is.
He's still alive.
He's like, hello.
You haven't done it yet. So bad.
Nope.
Not today.
Hey guys, doing all right. Kurt Cobain.
I love cardigans.
I love cardigan. Hey, I'm wearing a cardigan. No blood on it.
Oh God. Oh no. That's pretty dark.
Yeah, well, hey, we're talking about in memoriam. That's what you.
Where's my Oscar?
Where's our Oscar? Where's our Oscar about the early days of the grunge scene story called Stretchy Gang?
It's called Early Days of the Grunge Scene, Jen and Sean buy property.
Jen and Sean own an apartment, own a condo.
They own a condo.
In Seattle.
Where you could actually afford to buy shit back then.
Where Matt Dillon lives.
With his weird face.
With his weird chin beard. Yeah, so I guess that's it for this week's show.
People actually call each other on the phone in that fucking movie.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, you want to tie it into comic books?
Yeah.
Victor Garber's in that movie, who plays Martin Stein in Legends of Tomorrow.
He sure does.
So Firestorm is in singles.
Oh shit!
So let's say we're keeping it relevant.
We are keeping it relevant. So we always do.
Like we do. We planned this. Yeah. So that's it for this week's show. Thanks for listening. You can find myself on Twitter and Instagram at Angry Hero Sean, as well as you can check out my other podcast, I Could Talk Kayfabe with Joe Todaro. You can find that on Apple Podcasts and everywhere you get your podcasts.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram. Find us on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever. Email us at Gmail, worstcollectionever@gmail.com.
Yeah, please rate, review, subscribe. Leave us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. We can always use more ratings, more interaction. That would be really dope. So we really appreciate that. Anything else we want to cover? I feel like we're missing something.
No, I think we got it.
All right. Well, if that's it, we'll see you guys again next week.
Bye.